What up? Dang, it's so bright out. So I haven't done a video in a while, but I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna put one out there, and I'm like genuinely interested to see what you guys think about this. So feel free to comment or um, let me know. So I got this book last week called Free Will and Science of the Brain, and it made me start thinking about how mindfulness is kind of being preached, I guess, throughout society if you're kind of into like the self-help realm. Um, and becoming mindful of your thoughts therefore allows you to be able to have more control in the way that you behave and act. And then the whole concept of free will comes into play where it's like you don't really, is free will really free, or is the world predetermined and like you don't have control of your actions? And that can be a whole nother rant. But I I think that it's so powerful if you actually take the time to be mindful of the thoughts that you have going on in your brain. Because, for instance, like, all right, so say someone is being a jerk to you and you're offended by what they said because it like hurt you and it made you upset. Rather than sitting there and emotionally responding to that and getting pissed at them for what they said to you, you can hear what they said, kind of let it sink in or whatever, like resonate, and then just kind of like brush it off your shoulder. Because you know what they say about you doesn't actually define you. You don't have to identify with it. Rather, it's more of a projection of who they are. Because by them saying these hurtful things to you, that's just them being evil, and that's more a reflection of how they carry themselves. And like maybe after they acted that way, they're going to sit there and kind of feel guilty about it later because they'll know that the way that they handled the situation wasn't how they should have, like, it wasn't, they didn't behave appropriately. So I always think about this in situations when someone is being a jerk or demeaning, or when they just act out of emotion in a negative emotion towards another person, and it's outside of what we would perceive as like joyful or positive, I guess. And it's like you don't have to be offended by what they're saying about you. If someone is like passive aggressively saying something to you that is just rude, and you're sitting there like, then you start like analyzing yourself, and then you might start even believing these things that they're saying about you, and you tell yourself these stories in your head like, oh man, maybe they are right, maybe I am just an idiot, and like, yeah, no, dude, no, like this makes me so mad. And I see it with like bullying and stuff. Like, what they say is a reflection of them. They are the ones that are being a jerk. You don't have to get upset about it. Like, do what makes you happy, and don't let the way that others interact with you or behave define who you are. Like, you control you to an extent, because then there's determinism and free will and all that. But you are in this reality in control. So, like, the next time someone says something online or in person, or you hear about it behind your back, like they're saying hurtful things, like, you know what? This is actually what I recommend. Rather than just letting it blow off your back and not letting it become offensive to you, because that's the first step. The second step is actually addressing the person, being honest, and being like, you know what? if you feel this way, like, let's talk about it. Let's be honest and let's have this open conversation about why are you saying these things? Is it something that I did that maybe you're upset about? That, like, let's get to the root of the issue here. Why are you acting this way towards me? Did I do something to make you perceive that I was the way that you were identifying me or defining me? And like, let's just talk this out, because by you being open and addressing the situation with them, that's only going to either, well, it should make the relationship stronger by, being more transparent and authentic, but it also will show who they are, because if they make excuses and try and run away from the way that they were acting or behaving, that's just, again, it's going to fall back on them and be a reflection of who they are. And therefore, you can't control the way that they act. You can, to an extent, try and help make them more aware, but in the end, they're going to act the way that they act. And so that's why I just say, like, control what you can control, dude. I hope this is helpful. I hope you guys have a good weekend. Happy Labor Day weekend. 3-day, 4-day weekend for some of y'all. 4-day weekend for me. Holla. So yeah, that's all for now. Talk to you guys later. Bye.